Over the years, we've brought you plenty of stories about nasty neighbourhood disputes, but we think this one beats them all. A young family has been threatened, abused, defamed, even stalked. And as Nick Coe found out, their tormentor is an elderly woman.
She'd be the typical schoolyard bully that's gone unchecked. How shameful to be 60-odd and to be doing this to a family.
You're finished, you're history.
That voice belongs to Tamara Sharp, and as far as neighbours go, she's about the worst we've ever come across.
I couldn't even sweep the back veranda. She would come out, she would hear me for the distance that she is that far away. She would hear and she would start with the language.
It was a campaign of hate waged over a period of not weeks or even months, but 7 long years, all directed at John and Angela Gianaris and their 4 young children. The language, the phone calls, and then the letters.
The first letter talks about my husband being with someone, and then the other ones purport that he's with prostitutes, and quite graphic details, and they were just devastating to read. I couldn't read them, they were just so graphic.
Tirades of foul abuse and false accusations, warning Angela that John had visited brothels, even calling their children bastards. John was angry, very angry, but refused to retaliate, fearing it might set a bad example for his kids.
It would be just falling in the gutter where she is, and I just had to draw a line there.
And all of this the result of a dispute over a fence, one that John had agreed to help repair. Until a couple of weeks later as he played outside with daughter Julia.
And then I heard, "You effing greasy wogs are all the same." I thought, what? This is the person that we looked after your home while you were overseas.
Shortly after, John found wooden palings had been removed from his neighbour's side of the fence.
And we can see exactly what the kids could have got into. Yeah. The gaps that she made in the palings were wide enough for them just to, without us even realising, if we weren't supervising them, find them in her pool.
But eventually the family's decision to ignore their neighbour's taunts would be stretched almost beyond breaking point.
There was a letter sent to the school where it laid accusations of John having molested the children, whereby they interviewed our eldest daughter.
It's Mummy's turn.
John had now become the focus of a major police investigation, all thanks to the madness of his neighbour.
It was just devastating to know that a 9-year-old child has her father's integrity questioned in that way, and to put thoughts into her mind.
They asked her, what would you change at home? If there was one wish that you could make that could change, you could change at home. And my daughter innocently said, our neighbour.
That was when police realised their time had been wasted and their focus moved next door, but not before the dispute had begun affecting the couple's children, including Julia.
She calls us swear words, sends really mean letters to us. She makes my mum and dad sad and angry.
Tamara, Nick Coe from A Current Affair. It's in regards to the dispute that you're having with your neighbours. Can you tell us why you've been hassling them the way you have for the last 6-7 years? The letters that you wrote? The disgusting language that you used? Why have you been doing this, Tamara? Why are you doing this? You've pleaded guilty to it. Tell us why you've done it.
We've all seen what can happen when neighbours don't see eye to eye. But no behaviour comes close to that which was meted out to the Gianaris family.
Even to have put one doubt into my little girl with that accusation, and that I would never be able to live it down, that tested me like I can't tell you.
John, what message do you have for Tamara?
She picked the wrong family to bully, firstly. And secondly, for others out there that are bullying families, innocent families, take a good look at yourselves, because justice will be served to you too.
Nick Coe there, and Tamara Sharp pleaded guilty to stalking. She'll be sentenced on the 31st of May. Sydney may be Australia's biggest city, but it's also the city the rest of the country